2025년 11월 19일 플로리다주 마리온 카운티 보안관 사무소에 폭행 신고가 접수되었습니다. 오칼라에 위치한 소방서에서 직원들이 동료 직원 한 명을 폭행하고 물고문을 가했다는 내용이었고 경찰들이 즉시 소방서로 출동하였습니다.
This way.
Okay.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hello.
This gentleman reported an incident happened at one of the fire stations, and we just wanted to. I just talked to your watch commander, so it was in the county,
Okay.
not in there, and we're mandatory reporting it, and then so
Okay.
that's what we're doing.
Okie doke.
Yeah, that's
How did he get here?
because he works for us, and when he gave us a statement, we came here to talk.
Oh.
So yeah, it's on duty on Sunday.
What's going on? Let me in on this confusion we got going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we called you guys because
For sure.
based on the information that firefighter has provided us, we
Okay.
believe that potentially a crime has been committed.
Okay.
We've run it through our legal department,
Yeah.
our HR department,
Okay.
and we feel it's like a mandatory reporting situation.
Yeah.
And we want him to
Okay.
give you we want him to be able to give you his story
Okay.
and then have you help us
Yeah.
guide through this process.
Okay. Yeah, just wait till he comes back on the notepad.
Yeah.
19살의 피해자는 해당 소방서에 막 입사한 신입 직원으로 가혹한 폭행을 당한 날은 그의 인생에서 두 번째 근무일이었다고 합니다.
All right, man. So I'm Deputy Brown, Deputy Lift Fountain. What you got going on today?
The whole story or just...
Yeah, start from the beginning. Well, give me a little bit of why we're here, and then we'll kind of go back from there.
So, later in the night, when pretty much command, captain and lieutenant was sleeping, they were the rest of the crew were trying to get in my phone, find my password, and so they ended up taking my gear off and throwing my boots, and then I went to go.
They physically took your gear off of you?
No, the truck.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
threw it, and then threw my boots, and then I went to go get it, and they, one came behind me, and held my arms, and then dragged me over to kind of where the concrete is in front of the bay, and then they grabbed my legs, and put me in a leg lock, held my legs,
Okay.
and then after that, one of them took the phone out of my pocket, and kept trying to lock me out. They were like, "What's the password?" They were trying to get in my TikTok account, and they took my belt off, and then they were trying to turn me to my side, but they're still holding me. So one has me.
You're still upright, or you're on the ground at this
on the
point?
ground.
Okay.
So they're holding me, and then he has my legs held up like this, and they're kind of bending them, so I can't go anywhere.
You're your knees.
They're
Sorry.
bent up like this.
Your knees towards your chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's holding them, and so he takes my belt off me, started hitting me with it.
Okay.
There was a girl there. She was on the medic truck, and she was trying to lock me on my phone and stuff. And she was she locked it out so many times that a message that said reset all your system data.
Yeah, I've
She
seen
was
those.
threatening to press that and reset
Yeah.
everything. And then they told her to look away, and they started pulling my pants off. And then they were hitting me again, and then they said look away, and then she was still taking pictures and stuff, and then she kind of faked and went like this, and then they pulled.
Stop for just a second. Watch commander just said he's on his way.
Okay.
To an Uber. You just asked us to stop.
Okay. That's not on you. Sorry. I don't know why.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry and I know this is a very serious situation.
Yeah.
We're just, honestly, it's uncharted waters, and we want to make sure we're doing all the right things and that we're doing all that together.
신고가 접수되고 경찰이 소방서에 도착한 시점은 사건 발생 후 3일이 지난 뒤였으며 경찰은 이후 폭행에 연루된 용의자 4명을 차례로 불러 신문에 착수했습니다. 첫 번째 용의자는 피해자가 벨트로 폭행당하는 동안 움직이지 못하도록 붙잡고 물이 담긴 피처를 가져와 물고문을 준비한 경력 3년차의 구급대원 에드워드였습니다.
So, just to start off with, the reason you are here is about Sunday, November the 16th, sea shift with Tate, Seth, Edward, the crew, Haley, Tweety, and Paulman. If you could we want your side of the story. I know you guys start 8 to 8. If you could, just starting at 8 a.m., kind of give us what that shift was like.
Well, from start of the shift, it was just pretty normal. I know, like, he's afloat. He came from 12, so he was at our station, and throughout the entire day, for the most part, like him and Tate, they seemed like they were like really good buds because they were just kind of messing with each other throughout the entire day. Even when we had dinner, like, was just making jokes about how he was Tate's boyfriend and all that. I thought they were pretty close. So at one point, they're even like wrestling with each other at the station. I don't know what time this was around, but they're just messing with each other. I think it was around 6 that me and Kaylee came back from a call, and most of the crews in the bay, they were talking to just figuring out like his backstory and everything. Eventually, he ended up talking about this TikTok account that he had. He made this TikTok video that went viral. He ended up deleting the video, and all of us were just kind of just asking him about what his old TikTok username was. He said he didn't know, but he had a new TikTok username that we saw because he was using the TikTok app. So we were all just asking him what the username was. He said he wouldn't. So at some point, I think he went and showed Kaylee. It was regarding something else, but then Kaylee tried to grab his phone real quick to go on TikTok to see the username.
그리고 2년차 구급대원 케일리가 해당 틱톡 영상에 대해 진술하는 장면을 보여드리겠습니다. 케일리는 피해자의 핸드폰을 빼앗고 폭행 장면을 촬영한 사람입니다.
There were like almost like the entire station earlier in the night was sitting at a table, was like making a joke about like how he had this TikTok go viral, and it was like sort of like a 2016 like thirst trap. We tried for like a long time. We were like, show us the TikTok. He ended up saying no, like he deleted his TikTok, like it's not there anymore. He doesn't have it. We started talking about something else, and then I want to say like probably like 30 or 45 minutes had gone by. We were still at the table, and it was like, dude, what the f*** is this guy talking about? And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Because he just like sometimes randomly just says things, and we're like, about what? And then he gave me his phone, and he was showing me like these group messages about like another firefighter that was having sex with like a girl at the station or something like that.
That was who showed you that?
He gave me his phone to show me the text messages originally. And then I believe it was Seth who took the phone from my hands. And then that's kind of like where it all started.
세스는 2년차 소방관이고 피해자를 태클로 넘어뜨린 후 레그락 상태로 움직임을 봉쇄한 뒤 그의 셔츠에 기름을 바른 가해자입니다.
I don't remember how we came in possession of the phone off the top of my head.
Sure.
We were trying to get him to tell us his TikTok user so we could look at it.
Okay.
I remember coming around the corner because he chased after me and I ran.
Well, why was he chasing after you?
I had possession of his phone. I don't remember how I ended up with possession of his phone.
Mm-hmm.
But he chased after me and I ran. And then I remember coming around the corner and he was on the ground with Tate and Eddie.
Eddie, Edward Kenny?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
And then I believe Tate caught a call. And so I grabbed his legs and laid on the ground with him, kind of, so neither of us would go anywhere. And I passed the phone off, I believe, to Kaylee.
But like I want to like preface it for me, like this is something that happens like every day,
Like they're
at the
just
station.
messing around.
And so like participated in like roughhousing with Kenny and Tate and Seth before, so I didn't really think that anything was going on. And
No, you're
sorry,
fine. You're fine. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. So Seth took over restraining the legs,
And you said Tate went to a call?
Tate did go to a call.
Okay.
He came back a couple minutes later.
Okay. Like they were canceled or something?
They were canceled, yeah.
Okay.
So Tate came back, and then Tate took the phone and was standing over. Tate was standing over. He was still at the hands, and Seth was still at the legs. Tate took his belt like off of him and like pulled down his pants a little bit.
Like he was wearing the belt and he took like the belt off
Yeah,
of his pants? Okay.
And then he started spanking him like with the belt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it's like right that this occurs, but like this is something like that they do.
Who normally does like this kind of stuff?
It's just like small. It's like boys being boys. Like I do not get involved in this shit because it's just I'm not gonna touch any of them and they won't touch me.
Yeah.
So obviously like it's a different dynamic for me.
케일리는 늘 있던 일이라 문제되지 않는다고 생각했다고 말하며 스스로를 방어했지만 이 발언은 오히려 조직적 가혹행위가 반복적으로 있었다고 인정하는 꼴이 됐습니다. 한편 이번 폭행의 핵심 가해자인 테이트도 자신의 입장을 밝히기 시작합니다.
Was this happening like before or after your call that you went? Was this after or?
It was great. It was so nice. I don't want my merch anymore.
I think that was after.
Okay, so you returned from your call at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, and who's all in that picture?
That's me, Edward Kenny, Dalton Kenny, Seth, and Kaylee.
Okay, now is Kaylee holding her phone?
That might be his.
His meaning whose? Okay, so when you get back, is he still in possession of his phone, or did they already have?
When I
his
get
phone?
back, he'd already had it.
They had already had it. They meaning Kaylee already had it.
Well, like, yeah, they already got it from him. That's a group.
Okay.
Kaylee had it.
Were you aware of him ever like having the phone? Like, because I get Keep Away was kind of happening. It sounds like even before you left. But do you remember if he ever got his phone back and then it was taken again? At least to your knowledge.
But I thought we done everything that went down and gave back to him. I'm pretty sure that was
So,
it.
okay. And I guess like the phone gets taken from him. They're playing Keep Away, right? But once he's on the ground restrained, at any point did he have his phone while he was on the ground and then it was taken from him?
I don't remember.
Okay.
In this picture also, it looks like Seth's kind of holding his belt. Do you remember who removed his
See the
belt?
picture again?
Yeah. And it doesn't look like he has his belt on. You know?
Yeah, you can see the belt looks pretty tall.
Okay. So, like, did Seth? Is he just holding it, or like, how did they get his belt? Was his belt already off when you came, or?
I believe Seth took it off.
Okay. Okay. Now let's kind of progress from there. Like, what is happening at this point?
So I know he got hit with the belt.
Okay.
With the belt.
Who was hitting him with the belt?
Seth was.
Okay. Now, could you hear pop noises, snap noises?
It wasn't like crazy. I mean, it was hard enough probably for him to feel it, for it to hurt. But I don't know if it was like.
Do you think it was hard enough to where like it would leave some sort of like visible injury? I'm not saying like a scar or like he was bleeding or
Or even
anything.
cause some redness?
Yeah,
or
some redness of the
Okay.
skin. Yeah.
What was he doing at this point?
Laughing. Well,
Okay.
that's why, I agree. What we did got out of hand.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Sure.
Got out of hand. But the whole time he was laughing. And me roughhousing all day. Like,
Gotcha.
just back and forth wrestling. We earlier and got up and laughed about it. And
Yeah, like no issue.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah,
Like that.
Okay. So, tell me more about what you mean. Like you think it got out of hand. Tell me more about that.
Probably mostly how long it went on.
Okay.
And hitting with a belt was probably uncalled for. But, like, thing I'd like to say to make me known, personally, is, like, that's the kind of behavior that, like stuff like that's happened to me before.
Okay. Like
So-
specifically at that location.
At work.
Yeah,
Like Station 21.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like in that similar or the same kind of things happened to me before. So when it's happening, kind of I'm like, that's the culture I've been shown
I gotcha.
throughout when I started here. Throughout the past 7 months I've been at 21.
Okay.
So like that kind of stuff has happened to me before.
Okay.
Which is why I'm kind of.
And I get like what you're getting at, and
Yeah.
obviously that's not okay. But
Yeah.
in terms of you know, we can obviously, you know, just from what you said, agree that it did get out of hand,
Yeah.
right? So you're saying just from when the belt happened, it got out of hand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The next thing that I remember, like after the belt, was I believe like got up and went inside. And I'm assuming that means that like Tate took over the arms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly remember how it happened. And then Kenny came out. He had a towel and a jug of water. And then Seth was like, oh, like it's waterboarding time.
워터보딩은 물을 이용해 극심한 공포를 유발하는 행위로 미국에서는 고문으로 분류됩니다. 따라서 이건 장난이라는 말로 포장될 수 없습니다.
And then that's when I was like, all right, this is, because this happened like a week ago too. Like this is,
The waterboarding did?
yeah,
Okay.
this happened to Tate a week ago when I was there. And then I was under the assumption that Tate are friends from fire school.
Okay.
And Tate was laughing, or was laughing when it happened to Tate. So I don't know like at what point like it became like too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that like they did put the towel over his head, and then I walked away at that point. I don't know if they actually put water on
Okay.
him.
Did you maybe witness something else that happened afterwards?
I know somebody put a rag over his face,
Okay.
and I saw a thing of water, and I said, no, don't, like, let's not do that.
Mhm.
It's a bit far. Obviously, now the whole thing was a bit far. But, and then I believe shortly after he caught his call.
Okay. And how do you know that, you know, there was a rag placed over his face?
Because I could see him directly.
Okay. And where was he at when this was all happening?
We were on we call it the apron, the driveway,
Okay.
in front of the trucks.
Okay. Is that, and I know there's two sections of it. Is that the part where you're over by the what is that? The car that you guys kind of train with, and then the
Yes,
dumpster? Okay, that's over there.
Yes, sir.
It's like the west side of the property.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I know you mentioned something about, you know, some water being brought out. What exactly happened with the water? Or do you know who even brought it out?
I don't know who brought it out. I do remember they're not using it because I told them not to. Or there may have been a few drops, like as it went over his head, but nothing. They didn't pour it. And besides that, I'm pretty sure shortly after he caught his call.
Okay. Do you know, and who is they pouring the water? Even if it's
I
just a little bit?
don't remember.
Okay.
In all honesty,
I mean, there's only so many of you at the station. Are you sure you don't remember?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what was used to pour the water over his head?
I believe it was like we have plastic pitchers
Okay.
that we used to make coffee in the morning.
Okay. Does it have like a top?
No,
Okay. So if I'm, you know, kind of leading you in the wrong direction here, just let me know, but how would one, you know, dribble a little bit of water from something that has an open top, if that makes sense? It would kind of come out in a, you know, steady stream, wouldn't it?
sorry.
You're fine.
I believe it was like moved over, and then I believe it was full.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. If you don't know off the top of your head.
And so where were you when this was happening?
I still had in the leg lock.
Okay.
And I was there, but I was looking at. I wasn't looking around.
Okay.
But so you had him in the leg lock, but you knew that the water and the towel, you know, had been placed on him, the water was about to be pouring on him to that extent?
Yes, sir. Because from my angle, I could see him, and then I saw the rag, and then I saw the picture, and I said no.
Okay. And then going back to, you know, when this whole thing first started and you guys are on the ground, I know you mentioned you took over holding him down for someone. Who was that?
Tate.
Okay. And then you said Eddie, we'll just call him that, but, you know, Edward Kenny. Where was he at when you took over?
He was holding arms.
Okay. So in terms of, you know, I understand Tate had to leave. When it comes over to where the water and towel become involved, are these the same guys that are involved, or is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you remember where, you know, Tate and Kenny may have been at?
No, I remember we were all in the station, though. That's all.
세스는 말로는 말렸다고 주장했지만 레그락을 유지한 채 계속 가담했기 때문에 법적으로는 중단 의사가 없었다고 판단됩니다.
What did you observe happen after the belt, after the pants come down? Like what did this progress into?
I'm sorry, I'd rather have a lawyer.
Okay, that's okay. Okay.
Alright, just if you need anything, just knock.
Yeah. Did somebody like mention this and say like waterboarding or like it's time to do waterboarding or anything like that?
Well, it had been a joke because, like I said, this kind of stuff has been happening to me.
Okay.
So it did happen to me. So it's kind of a joke. It was like a joke. He never actually got waterboarded.
Okay.
What happened? We were sitting there playing around. Seth had him by his knees. We were just kind of sitting there. Kenny walked in and came back out with a pitcher of water and a towel.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, we're going to waterboard him.
Okay.
And all that happened was the towel got put over his face, and that was it.
Okay.
So nobody actually poured the water onto his head?
I don't believe any water.
Okay. Because we had heard different. We had heard water got poured on him. It didn't sound like it was very much, maybe, but like did Kenny come out with like a full pitcher of water?
Yeah. I mean, it was still full afterwards, so I don't.
Okay.
I wasn't really watching that.
How long do you think it went on for?
I don't know, 20, 30 minutes maybe.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of a significant amount of time,
Yeah.
you know. Just to bring this up, you had even mentioned in reference to incidents that this isn't even something the worst that you've seen at a fire station. So, I mean, that's why he's bringing it up.
It's not the worst that's happened to me.
Okay, to you, okay.
Yeah.
So it's something worse other than waterboarding and getting hit with your own belt?
Well, the thing is, what I'm saying is, like, I didn't actually get waterboarded. The joke was because it actually happened to me.
Okay.
The joke was about it. I don't remember how. I think we told him about it. We told him that happened. And we were like, oh, like, well, we're going to waterboard you. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it happen at Station 21?
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody from Station 21 then, obviously. Okay.
4명의 가해자는 모두 체포된 후 마리온 카운티 구치소로 이송되었습니다. 19살의 테이트, 22살의 에드워드, 그리고 22살의 세스는 유괴 혐의, 폭행 혐의, 그리고 강도 혐의로 기소되었고 25살의 케일리는 강도 혐의로만 기소되었습니다. 법원은 케일리에게는 10만 달러, 그리고 나머지 3명에게는 10만 1000달러의 보석금을 책정했으며 에드워드를 제외한 3명은 보석금을 내고 석방되었고 에드워드는 아직 보석금을 납부하지 못해 구치소에 수감되어 있다고 합니다. 마리온 카운티 소방서는 체포 당일에 가해자 4명을 모두 즉시 해고하였고 한 달 뒤인 12월 19일에 추가 해고 명단을 발표하였습니다. 해고 명단에는 소방경, 소방위, 소방장, 운전 담당 대원 2명, 그리고 구급대원 1명이 포함되어 있었습니다. 따라서 현재까지 총 10명이 소방서에서 해고되었지만 형사적으로는 아직 끝나지 않았으며 핵심 가해자 4명의 처벌 여부는 앞으로 열릴 재판에서 결정됩니다. 그리고 4명 모두 현재까지 모든 혐의에 대해 무죄를 주장하고 있습니다. 피해자의 공식 사직서 제출 여부는 밝혀지지 않았지만 사건 당일 이후 2번 다시 이곳에서 일하지 않겠다고 말하며 현장을 떠났다고 합니다. 또한 1월에 공개된 추가 보도에는 그가 소방서를 상대로 소송을 준비 중이라는 내용이 포함되어 있었습니다. 재판 결과나 추가 정보가 업데이트되면 고정 댓글에 달아드리겠습니다.